When God begins to send provision into your life, when resources start to appear, when opportunities begin to open, and when money begins to flow in ways you never imagined, there is a moment that will define everything that comes after. It is not the moment you receive the blessing. It is not the moment you start counting what God placed in your hands. It is the moment you decide whether you will stay quiet, stay humble, stay wise, and stay hidden, or whether you will destroy what God gave you with your own noise, your own pride, and your own lack of discipline. Listen carefully. The blessing is not fragile, but you are. And if you do not master silence in the seasons of abundance, you will open the door for enemies, for envy, for spiritual attacks, and for unnecessary storms that could have been avoided if you had simply kept your mouth shut and your spirit disciplined. There is a sacred truth you must understand. When God provides money, it is not proof that you have arrived. It is a test to see if you are ready for the next level. Many people pray for wealth, but when God finally puts something in their hands, they become louder instead of wiser. They start announcing what they should keep private. They start displaying what they should protect. They start sharing what should stay between them and God alone. And without realizing it, their own excitement opens the door for destruction. Money magnifies what is already inside a person. If you are wise, money increases your wisdom. If you are foolish, money multiplies your foolishness. If you are disciplined, money strengthens your discipline. But if you are careless, money exposes your weaknesses. This is why God does not send provision to everyone at the same time. He sends it to those who are prepared to carry it. But even after you receive it, God still watches what you do next. God observes whether you will protect the blessing or destroy it with noise. You must understand the spiritual world around you. Not everyone is happy when God lifts you. Not everyone celebrates your success. Not everyone smiles when God opens a door for you. Some people can tolerate your hardship, but they cannot tolerate your growth. Some people walk with you when you are empty, but disappear when you start to rise. Some people stay close when you have nothing, but when money begins to come in, suddenly their hearts shift. Their words change, their eyes turn cold. This is why you must learn the divine art of silence. Silence protects what you are building. Silence hides what God is doing inside you. Silence shields you from jealous eyes, from envious hearts, from people who would snatch the blessing before it matures. When God provides money, it is not the time to broadcast. It is the time to manage. It is not the time to parade. It is the time to plan. It is not the time to display. It is the time to secure. And if you do not embrace this wisdom, you will lose the very thing God gave you to elevate your life. There is a reason God often elevates people in silence. God works quietly because big blessings require privacy. Trees grow underground before they grow above ground. Seeds develop in the dark before they rise into the light. And in the same way, your financial blessing must grow in hidden places before it can withstand public pressure. Do not rush to show the world what God is doing. Let it develop. Let it mature. Let it establish roots. Because if you reveal it too soon, the wind of envy will uproot it before it fully forms. When God provides money, the first instruction is not to spend, it is to stabilize. Stabilize your mind, stabilize your habits, stabilize your environment, stabilize your relationships. Because nothing attracts manipulation faster than wealth in the hands of someone who is emotionally unstable. Wealth requires maturity. Wealth requires self-control. Wealth requires the ability to say no, even when your emotions say yes. It requires the discipline to hide your progress, even when you feel like showing it off. It demands the strength to walk silently while others make noise. People lose blessings not because the blessing was weak, but because their mind was not strong enough to hold it. They let impulse take the place of discipline. They let excitement take the place of wisdom. They let people influence them instead of letting God guide them. And they end up broke again, confused again, empty again, wondering why the blessing disappeared. But the truth is simple. Your blessing cannot survive in an environment you refuse to protect. There are moments in life when God provides money not to elevate your lifestyle, but to shift your foundation. God may be giving you money to pay off what has enslaved you. God may be giving you money to fix what has been broken for too long. God may be giving you money to build what will protect your future. But many people skip the foundation and jump straight into showing off. They upgrade their clothes instead of upgrading their character. They upgrade their car instead of upgrading their wisdom. They upgrade their image instead of upgrading their responsibilities. And as a result, the blessing becomes temporary instead of permanent. You must understand, the enemy watches your reactions more than your possessions. He studies what triggers you, what excites you, what distracts you, what weakens you. And if he sees that money makes you loud, he will attack you to the very thing God intended to bless you with. This is why God emphasizes humility, not weakness, humility. Humility is not thinking less of yourself. It is thinking wisely about yourself. It is the ability to manage blessing without letting blessing manage you. It is the ability to walk in abundance without turning arrogant. It is the ability to stay grounded even when God lifts you higher. When you keep quiet about your money, you protect your spiritual posture. You reduce unnecessary conversations. You block curious eyes. You prevent fake friendships. You stop parasites from attaching themselves to your blessings. Silence forces people to treat you based on your character, not your resources. It reveals who truly values you and who only values what they think you have. Money is a tool. It is not your identity. It is a responsibility. It is not your personality. It is a blessing, but it is also a test. And the quicker you learn this, the faster God can trust you with more. Because God does not send wealth to those who want attention. God sends wealth to those who can manage purpose. Noise attracts destruction. Quietness attracts clarity. When you talk too much, you lose direction. When you stay silent, God provides instruction. There is a spiritual discipline in silence. Silence keeps your heart clean. Silence keeps your motives pure. Silence keeps your intentions aligned with God. When you speak too soon, you invite opinions that were never meant to guide you. You invite criticism that was never meant to shape you. You invite end that was never meant to target you. Some of the attacks you face in life are not spiritual warfare. Some are self-inflicted wounds caused by exposing too much too early. When God provides money, do not run to those who never believed in you. Do not seek approval from people who doubted you. Do not try to prove anything to anyone. You owe nothing to critics. You owe nothing to the people who laughed at your struggle. You owe nothing to those who ignored you when you were praying for breakthrough. God did not bless you to get validation. God blessed you to fulfill destiny. Your blessing is not entertainment for others. It is not a show. It is not a performance. It is a divine investment. And just like any valuable investment, it must be protected with silence, guarded with secrecy, and managed with wisdom. Do not put your financial blessing in the hands of those who mismanage your emotional trust. If they broke your peace, they will break your progress. If they could not celebrate your potential, they cannot handle your prosperity. When God provides money, your environment becomes more important than ever. You cannot grow if you stay surrounded by people who drain you. You cannot elevate if you stay connected to those who lack vision. Some people only understand survival. They will never understand stewardship. They will tell you to spend what God told you to save. They will tell you to upgrade what God told you to repair. They will tell you to post what God told you to hide. They will misguide you without even realizing it. This is why God pulls you away from certain people before He blesses you. Separation is often the preparation for elevation, but many people fight the separation, not realizing that God is protecting them from future sabotage. When God moves people out of your life, it is not rejection, it is redirection. God is removing distractions that would destroy your blessing. God is clearing the atmosphere so your provision can grow without interruption. When you keep quiet, you give God room to work. You allow God to guide your decisions. You allow God to shape your financial habits. Money has a voice, and if you are not spiritually grounded, it will speak louder than wisdom. But when you stay silent, when you stay prayerful, when you stay humble, you gain the power to manage money instead of letting money manage you. There is a divine principle. The louder you become, the more access people demand. The quieter you become, the more access God gives. God is attracted to stillness. Your next level will not come through noise. It will come through discipline. It will come through strategy. It will come through the quiet strength of someone who knows that God is their source. And this is where most people fail. They start depending on the blessing instead of depending on God. They start trusting the money more than they trust the one who provided it. They begin to feel independent, forgetting that wealth can disappear as quickly as it came. God is not against abundance. God is the source of abundance. But God will never allow a blessing to become your new idol. If you worship what God gave you, God will remove it to protect your soul. Silence keeps you grounded. Silence reminds you that God is the source. Silence protects your spiritual alignment. Money can make you feel powerful, but silence makes you wise. Money can open doors, but silence keeps those doors protected. Money can build your life, but silence shields your life from destruction. When God provides money, the first question you must ask yourself is, how does God want me to use this? Not how do I want to spend this? Not how do I want to show this? Not how do I want people to see this? But what is the divine purpose behind this blessing? Every blessing has an assignment. Every provision has an intention. Every increase has a direction. And if you fail to understand the assignment behind your provision, you will misuse what God gave you. Money sent for investment should not be used for entertainment. Money sent for stability should not be used for showing off. Money sent for building should not be wasted on impressing people who do not care about your destiny. When God provides money, your appetite will be tested, your desires will be tested, your maturity will be tested, and the test is simple. Can you stay quiet until God completes what He started? Many people fail this test and lose the blessing before it produces fruit. They plant a seed of blessing but dig it up with their own mouths. They start strong but collapse because they shared it with the wrong people. They exposed their progress to eyes that prayed for their downfall. They revealed their plans to hearts that never supported their success, and they wonder why everything fell apart. You must protect your financial blessing like a newborn child. You do not expose a newborn to harsh weather. You do not leave a newborn in the hands of strangers. You do not take a newborn everywhere you go. You protect it, nurture it, and allow it to grow in safety. Your money, your goals, your financial breakthrough must be treated with the same caution. Silence is not weakness. It is strategy. It is spiritual intelligence. It is emotional maturity. It is the mark of someone who understands that God is doing something bigger than what the eye can see. Silence creates mystery. Mystery creates protection. Protection creates longevity. And longevity creates legacy. When you stay quiet about your money, you give yourself time to think, time to plan, time to strategize, time to understand the full picture. People who talk too soon make decisions too fast. People who TG too quickly lose focus. People who announce their blessing before it is stable attract unnecessary pressure. But when you stay silent, you gain time to strengthen the blessing, to multiply it, to manage it, to elevate it without interference. When God provides money, the wise do not increase their display. They increase their discipline. They save, they invest, they organize, they plan for the future. They build systems that protect the blessing. They break generational patterns. They create structure where there was once chaos. They use money as a tool for freedom, not a weapon for ego. Money is a servant, not a master. It is meant to work for you, not control you. When God provides money, you must ask yourself, will this money serve my future or sabotage my future? Will this money strengthen my life or weaken my life? Will this money help me build or pull me away from purpose? Your answer determines whether the blessing grows or disappears. When God provides money, gratitude must be your posture. Gratitude keeps the heart soft. Gratitude keeps the spirit clean. Gratitude keeps the blessing flowing. But gratitude does not require noise. Gratitude does not require public announcements. Gratitude is quiet, humble, deeply rooted in the awareness that God is the provider of every good thing. Be wise with what God gives you. Be wise with what God places in your hands. Be wise with every opportunity, every resource, every open door. Wisdom is not shown through spending, it is shown through stewardship. And the greatest sign of stewardship is the ability to protect what God entrusted to you. When God provides money, stay silent, stay focused, stay grounded, stay watchful. Let your actions speak louder than your announcements. Let your progress speak louder than your posts. Let your discipline speak louder than your desires. Let God guide you step by step. And as you remain silent, disciplined, and aligned with God, you will watch the blessing grow. You will watch the provision multiply. You will watch your life stabilize. You will watch opportunities appear. You will watch doors open that you never expected. Because God rewards those who can handle His blessings wisely. God increases those who protect what He provides. God elevates those who walk quietly while He works loudly behind the scenes. When God provides money, there comes a point where you begin to realize that the blessing itself is not the full miracle. The true miracle is the transformation that happens inside you as you learn to manage what God trusted you with. And the deeper you go into this journey, the more you understand that wealth is not only a financial shift, it is a spiritual assignment. God does not place resources in your hands without expecting maturity in your spirit. The money may change your circumstances, but wisdom must change your identity. And if you do not grow internally, the external blessing will never become permanent. People often ask why God blesses some individuals abundantly and others slowly. The answer is not favoritism, it is capacity. God gives according to what you can carry, not according to what you desire. Many people desire financial breakthrough, but their character would collapse under the weight of abundance. God will not allow money to destroy you. So before God places wealth in your hands, God examines your mind, your discipline, your intentions, your relationships, your emotional triggers, your personal habits. God evaluates whether your heart can remain steady when your hands become full. And if the heart is not yet ready, God delays the blessing, not to punish you, but to protect you. This is why silence is so important. Silence is not just a strategy for protecting your blessing, it is a training ground for strengthening your spirit. Silence teaches patience. Silence teaches humility. Silence teaches restraint. Silence teaches you to move with wisdom instead of impulse. Silence trains you to remain centered in God rather than being pulled by the noise of the world. When God provides money and you stay quiet, you give your spirit room to adapt, to mature, to align with the next dimension of responsibility that comes with increase. Money does not simply test your wisdom, it tests your relationships. When you begin to elevate, you will see the true nature of those around you. Some will suddenly become entitled, some will become demanding, some will become resentful, some will become distant, some will pretend to support you while silently competing with you. God allows this exposure so you can see clearly who can walk with you into the next season and who must remain in your past. Your blessing will reveal people's hearts in ways your struggles never could. Hardship shows you who is willing to stand beside you. Abundance shows you who was only there because you are on their level. This is why you cannot announce everything God is doing for you. You cannot expose the new income, the new opportunities, the new direction God is taking you. Some people are not spiritually developed enough to celebrate you. They interpret your blessing as their loss. They see your progress as their failure. They misinterpret your elevation as arrogance. They take your growth personally, as if you rising somehow means they are falling. So God instructs you to protect your blessing with silence, not because you fear people, but because not everyone is aligned with your destiny. When God provides money, one of the greatest tests is how you respond to people who suddenly expect from you. Some will treat your blessing as a shared resource, even though they never contributed to your journey. Some will expect financial help without offering accountability. Some will ask for loans with no intention of paying back. Some will guilt you for being blessed while they remain stagnant. You must remember, you are not responsible for fixing the consequences of someone else's lack of discipline. God did not bless you so you could become a substitute for someone's personal irresponsibility. Compassion does not require enabling. Kindness does not mean allowing others to drain your blessing. Wisdom is knowing when to help and when to say no. The more God blesses you, the more boundaries you will need. Not walls, boundaries. Boundaries protect your mental clarity. Boundaries protect your spiritual alignment. Boundaries protect your financial stability. A person without boundaries will always be manipulated by those who sense weakness. People can smell lack of boundaries the way predators sense vulnerable prey. If you cannot say no, you will lose everything God gave you. If you cannot distance yourself from draining relationships, you will sabotage your own blessing. If you cannot separate your emotions from your responsibilities, you will carry burdens that God never assigned to you. Understand this deeply. God never blesses you so you can become someone else's escape plan. God blesses you to break cycles, not to carry people who refuse to break their own. God blesses you so you can elevate your life, not sacrifice your stability to prove loyalty to the wrong people. And if you do not manage your blessing correctly, you will find yourself in a spiritual and financial wilderness that God never intended for you. When God provides money, the next step is cultivation. Money is a seed. A seed must be planted, watered, protected, and managed. You do not plant a seed one day and expect a forest the next. You cultivate carefully, consistently, quietly. You monitor the soil. You adjust your habits. You direct your focus. You prune unnecessary distractions. You guard what is growing. You build slowly but strongly. Wealth is not created through excitement. It is created through discipline. It is strengthened through patience. It expands through intention. It multiplies through quiet strategy. Some people think wealth is the result of intelligence, but many intelligent people are broke. Some think wealth is the result of opportunity, but many people receive opportunities and waste them. The true foundation of wealth is discipline. Discipline will take you where talent cannot. Discipline will protect you when excitement fades. Discipline will turn one blessing into many. God does not increase those who are careless with increase. God provides more to those who master what they already have. This is why silence is so powerful. It gives you room to practice discipline without external pressure. Another dimension of wisdom is understanding seasons. When God provides money, you must recognize whether it is a harvest season or a preparation season. Sometimes God gives money so you can store it, not spend it. Sometimes God sends provision so you can prepare for a future opportunity. Sometimes God deposits resources because something big is coming that will require financial readiness. But if you misinterpret a preparation season as a spending season, you will sabotage your future breakthrough. A wise person does not live according to emotion. They live according to season. They save in seasons of abundance. They build in seasons of opportunity. They observe in seasons of uncertainty. They act in seasons of divine instruction. Money becomes a tool for navigating seasons, not for feeding temporary desires. Feelings fade, but seasons decide your destiny. When you allow your emotions to dictate your spending, you disconnect from the divine timing that God is aligning in your life. When God provides money, another test emerges, the test of self-control. Money gives you options, and options can destroy the undisciplined. Before the blessing, you had limited choices. After the blessing, you may have too many. Too many choices can drown the mind that lacks clarity. You must know yourself deeply. You must understand your triggers, your impulses, your weaknesses. If you do not master yourself, the blessing will expose everything you tried to hide. Money does not create weaknesses. It reveals them. And if you do not confront them, they will consume your blessing. This is why God teaches you discipline in seasons where you have little. God prepares you through struggle, so abundance does not destroy you. Hardship teaches you self-control. Delays teach you patience. Closed doors teach you to rely on God. These lessons are not punishments. They are preparation. They are the foundation that supports the blessing. And if you skip the process, you will collapse under the blessing. When God provides money, humility becomes your greatest protection. Humility keeps you centered. Humility keeps you teachable. Humility keeps your motives pure. Arrogance is the fastest way to lose what God gave you. Arrogance invites downfall. Arrogance attracts opposition. Arrogance blinds you to wisdom, but humility attracts divine guidance. Humility keeps the blessing stable. Humility aligns your heart with God. Staying quiet is a form of humility. It shows that you do not need validation from people to feel secure in what God has done for you. Money tests your secret thoughts. It tests whether you will forget your roots. It tests whether you will look down on those still struggling. It tests whether you will misuse power. It tests whether you will seek superiority instead of purpose. And this is why God watches closely. Not your spending habits only, but the condition of your heart. When God provides money, your priorities must shift. Your mindset must shift. Your environment must shift. Your decision-making must shift. You cannot think like the old version of yourself. You cannot operate from the mindset of scarcity when God is moving you into a season of abundance. You cannot continue habits that belong to your past. You must elevate your thinking to match the new level God is taking you into. Your blessing will stretch you. It will demand growth. It will activate responsibility. It will force you to confront your weaknesses. It will push you to evolve. Financial increase will expose your need for better structure, better planning, better emotional regulation. It is not just money, it is transformation. And the silent person, the disciplined person, the person who moves in wisdom is the one who grows into the best version of themselves through the blessing. When God provides money, remember this: not every opportunity deserves your attention. Abundance attracts distractions disguised as blessings. People will come with ideas, requests, proposals, and promises, but you must test every opportunity through spiritual discernment. God does not bless you so you can chase every open door. Some doors are traps. Some doors lead to loss. Some doors look good but weaken your relationship with God. You must choose wisely. Not everything that shines is divine. Not everything attractive is aligned. Not everything profitable is purposeful. Silence gives you the clarity to discern. When you are quiet, you can hear God more clearly. When you are quiet, you can see intentions without distortion. When you are quiet, you can detect the difference between destiny and distraction. When you are quiet, you can evaluate opportunities with depth instead of reacting with excitement. When God provides money, move like someone who understands purpose. Walk with calm strength. Move with quiet confidence. Manage the blessing with intentionality. You do not need to prove anything to anyone. You do not need to justify your blessing. You do not need to explain your progress. What God is doing in your life is between you and God, not between you and spectators. When God provides money, the conclusion is not merely about wealth. It is about transformation, alignment, and divine stewardship. The ultimate lesson is that money, when it comes from God, is a test of your character, a measure of your faith, and an instrument for your destiny. The blessing itself is temporary, if not anchored in wisdom, humility, and silence. Those who rush to display, to boast, to seek validation from others, or to indulge in impulsive desires, risk losing what God entrusted to them. God provides not for pride, but for purpose, not for show, but for strategy, not for indulgence, but for impact. The person who succeeds in keeping quiet and being wise understands that every coin, every opportunity, every provision has a spiritual significance. They understand that discipline transforms blessings into legacies, and that humility protects what prosperity cannot defend on its own. They understand that money reveals the nature of hearts around them, and silence acts as both shield and compass, guiding them away from envy, deceit, and manipulation. They understand that God watches closely, not only how you receive the blessing, but how you steward it, how you protect it, and how you grow through it. Wisdom in silence creates a fertile environment where the blessing can multiply. Patience allows the provision to mature fully. Gratitude keeps the heart soft, the spirit aligned, and the soul open to further increase. Boundaries protect the blessing from those who would exploit it. Discernment ensures that every decision honors God's intention behind the provision. And humility keeps the heart anchored in truth, reminding you that wealth is a servant, not a master, and that God alone is the source of every good thing. When you learn to keep quiet and manage wisely, you gain a power that cannot be replicated by noise or spectacle. You walk in authority because your spirit is disciplined. You gain clarity because your heart is aligned with God. You see opportunities that the loud, the impatient, and the careless cannot perceive, and you become a living example of how God's provision, when approached with reverence, patience, and wisdom, does not merely change your circumstances. It elevates your entire life, transforms your character, and secures your destiny. Remember, every blessing is temporary unless it is nurtured by wisdom. Every provision is fragile unless it is guarded by humility. Every financial increase is a test unless it is strengthened by discipline. And the quiet, wise person who manages their money with purpose protects their progress from envy and allows God to guide every step. This person will not only enjoy the blessing, but will also see it multiplied, protected, and used for God as ultimate purpose. So, when God provides money, remember this: stay quiet, be wise, protect your blessing, honor the source, manage with discipline, walk in humility, stay patient, guard your heart, guard your environment, guard your decisions, and trust that the God who provided will continue to provide, multiply, and establish what has been entrusted to you. Because the quiet, wise, and faithful steward is the one who turns a blessing into a legacy that nothing, no envy, no opposition, no circumstance can destroy. This is the power of silence. This is the power of wisdom. This is the power of faith in God's timing and provision. And this is how the blessing that God gives becomes not just a moment of increase, but a lifetime of transformation, influence, and divine fulfillment. When God provides money, the deeper truth is that the blessing is not meant to satisfy your desires. It is meant to refine your spirit. God provides money to test your integrity, to sharpen your wisdom, and to reveal the depth of your faith. Money is a mirror. It reflects what is inside you. If your heart is greedy, it amplifies greed. If your heart is humble, it amplifies discipline. If your heart is restless, it amplifies impulsivity. But if your heart is aligned with God, money becomes a tool for expansion, a platform for purpose, and a channel for blessing others without compromise. The wise understand that every increase carries a responsibility that goes far beyond your personal comfort. God provides money so that you can create stability, not only for yourself, but for the people, the projects, and the opportunities that God is preparing for you. God provides money to see if you can manage abundance without losing your spiritual posture. God provides money to see if you can remain quiet while enemies watch, jealous eyes linger, and unfaithful hearts try to infiltrate your life. The blessing itself is a test, not of wealth, but of your ability to remain disciplined, faithful, and aligned with God's wisdom. The person who keeps quiet understands that not every voice is meant to guide them, and not every opinion is meant to influence them. When you receive money from God, there will be people who speak over you with advice you did not ask for, who criticize your methods, who resent your provision, or who secretly hope you will fail. Silence protects you from these forces. Silence shields your blessing from premature exposure. Silence allows you to operate in alignment with God without distraction. When you stay quiet, you are not weak, you are strategic. You are preserving what God gave you, cultivating it with care, and allowing it to grow without interference. Finally, the greatest lesson is that God's blessing is not just for you, it is for your legacy. Money, when handled with wisdom and humility, becomes more than an asset. It becomes a platform for destiny. It becomes a tool for building, for creating impact, for lifting others, and for securing a future that honors God. The quiet, disciplined, faithful steward does not simply spend, they multiply. They do not just receive, they manage. They do not simply enjoy, they extend. So when God provides money, remember, stay quiet, be wise, protect your blessing, and honor the source. Guard your heart, guard your environment, Guard your decisions. Guard your relationships. Let your actions speak louder than your words. Let your discipline protect what God entrusted to you. Let your humility attract divine guidance. Let your patience allow the blessing to mature fully. And let your faith in God transform not just your circumstances, but your character, your influence, and your legacy.